tax filing deadline is approaching, and many Canadians could use some tax tips for last-minute filing, including key deadlines, the ramifications of missing the tax deadline, and common, easy-to-avoid mistakes. For more, we're joined by Jamie Monty, Chartered Professional Accountant and spokesperson for TurboTax. Jamie, the tax deadline for most Canadians is April 30th, which is not that far away. So why is it so important to make sure that you file before the deadline?
You could be on the hook to pay interest or a late filing penalty if you file late. And of course, if you are due a refund, filing on time is going to get you that refund as soon as possible. This year is particularly notable because the CRA has increased the late filing penalty and the interest on overdue amounts. Interest on overdue amounts is now 10% annually, and the late filing penalty for those repeat offenders who may have filed late over the past few years is now 10% plus 2% for every full month that the return is late. That's the 10% of the amount that's due, up to a maximum of 20 months. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Also, if you're somebody who's receiving benefits such as the Canada Child Benefit or the GST HST credit, filing on time is going to ensure that those are coming to you uninterrupted because the payouts are dependent on you filing your taxes.
Tax season can be a busy time for many Canadians, and maybe accidentally they miss the tax filing deadline. What then?
First off, make sure you still file. And second of all, you might end up paying those interest or late filing penalties. Keep in mind that CRA does offer interest relief in some circumstances, so check out the CRA website to learn more about that. Now, I know a lot of people made some big moves in 2023, and I think it's important to note that these don't necessarily have to make your tax filing process more complicated, especially when you have access to digital tax solutions like TurboTax. With TurboTax Live Full Service, you can sit down from the comfort and privacy of your own home and have your taxes prepped, signed, and filed by an expert for you. And it can be done as little as a day as long as you have all of your documents handy, so you can make sure things are getting done and in the way that you feel confident.
Some people may put off filing for a variety of reasons, such as maybe they're filing for the first time on their own, or the whole process is too daunting. So what are some of the top tax tips that you can give them to make sure that they're very well prepared to file before the tax deadline?
There are some strategies and tools to keep in mind. First is CRA My Account. This is an online secure portal that houses your tax information, your benefits information, and you can manage your tax affairs online. And when you connect it to a NetFile certified tax software like TurboTax, it will streamline the filing process for you. Another thing is you want to keep up to date with the changes that have happened since last tax season so that you know about deductions and credits that you might be able to take advantage of this year. And lastly, gather all of your documentation. TurboTax has a great online resource. It's a free tax checklist you can grab on their website to make sure you know what you need to get together in order to get that filing done on time.
This CP24 Breakfast Business Report has been brought to you in part by TurboTax. Make your moves, we'll make them count.